Hey y'all. Welcome to the Shine Your Light podcast. Woo woo woo. Y'all, we are I don't know where the camera at, Lord. Oh wait, there we go. Oh yeah, okay. Y'all, we are in the month of May, which of course is Lupus Awareness Month. And I have two beautiful guests here with me today that's going to be educating us all about it, and giving us some information about their personal journeys with this battle and with this journey as well. So, well, help me welcome y'all. We need all the energy, all the love. Help me welcome the beautiful, the radiant, the luminous. Okay, just shining over here. We have Savannah Burks in the building. Woo, woo,
Hello,
woo.
you guys.
Hey, welcome. And then we also have the gorgeous Patrice wearing my favorite color, purple.
Hello.
Color of royalty. Woo, woo, woo. So, y'all, let me get my energy down a little bit. My energy be up.
That's a good thing.
But welcome, y'all, and welcome to the Shine Your Light podcast. So, we're going to go ahead and just get right on into it. If y'all don't mind sharing your personal story of how you found out that you were diagnosed with the autoimmune disease lupus.
Okay. I found out at a very young age. I was 12, 13.
Oh, wow.
I kept getting sick. No one knew what it was. So I kept going to the emergency room, kept going to my primary care provider. They were saying I had all these different type of other diseases or bacterial infections, and
Mhm.
it wasn't it. The medications that they gave me that I was on for what they said that I had, it never cured it. So eventually I went in and passed out. So I was in a coma for 3 months.
At the age of 12?
Yes, 12,
Wow.
13, yes.
Mhm.
I was in a coma for 3 months when I woke to, and that's when I got notified that I was diagnosed with lupus, systemic lupus.
Wow. Wow. Did you want to share your story before we dive in a little deeper with Savannah's?
Not as traumatic. However, off and on for about 20 years, I have been sick back and forth and back and forth. And I went to the doctor and they did some blood work and they saw my white blood cells were low. And so um, they knew I had an infection, but didn't know what. And so they didn't do anything with that, and I
Mhm.
kept getting sicker and sicker, and I got to the point where I was having trouble breathing, and I kept telling the doctor, I feel like something's sitting on my chest, I can't breathe. So I was in the hospital a couple times, and they couldn't find anything. And so my primary doctor, he is a really good friend of mine now, but we had to, he wanted to send me to therapy. He wanted
Mhm.
me to see a psychiatrist because they couldn't find anything wrong with me. And I kept telling him
Wow.
that it feels like something's sitting on my chest.
Wow.
Well, one day I went in and I said, I'm not going to fight with you today. There's something wrong. I can go to therapy. I need you to fix this part.
Right.
And so they went and they did another round of tests. I went to the allergist, the dermatologist, the pulmonologist, the cardiologist. They sent me everywhere. And so it was Sunday evening, and the allergist called me and she says, nothing for you to be alarmed about, but your blood work came back and you have lupus. And I was like, nothing for me to be alarmed about? You called me Sunday evening at
Right.
5 o'clock.
Wow.
And so they made an appointment, and then I went to see the rheumatologist, and I was on a drug regimen out this world. I had lupus, fibromyalgia, diabetes,
Mhm.
and arthritis. And so all of it mirrors each other. So they didn't quite know how to treat me. And so I was taking 3 pain receptors, nerve blockers, muscle relaxers, pain medicine. I
Wow.
had it
And they
all.
all
And
have
I
like a different impact or
no
effect on
quality
us.
of
Yeah.
life. And I was still
Mhm.
trying to work.
Mhm.
And so I could fall asleep just like that. And with my lupus, I have systemic lupus as well. It
Mhm.
affected my lungs, and it also, I have the chronic fatigue. And I was just telling, I was having Savannah, I was having a lupus episode this week because I could sleep for 24 hours a day
Wow.
and just sleep, 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 sleep. And that's sort of kind of how everything, people started, you still sleeping? And I nothing. I could just go to sleep. And it felt like I wasn't getting any rest or anything like that. But I go back to the medication, and I was taking the medicine for lupus. It's called Plaquenil or hydrochloroquine.
Mhm.
And when I would do the blood work, it would all stay the same. It was the same if I took it, and it was the same if I didn't take it.
Wow.
So I had no quality of life. And so, after I stopped feeling sorry for myself and started
Ooh, that was powerful. Go ahead.
working back at trying to have some quality of life,
Yeah.
I titrated myself off. I don't take any of those medications anymore.
Wow.
And I can't say I'm any worse for the wear because I don't take it. I just decided I'm not going to sleep every day all day.
Right.
I'm 50. I'll be 56 if the Lord says the same this year. But
It's coming.
I was 40 in my 40s when this stuff started to happen. I wasn't ready to be in a wheelchair and be pushed around.
Mhm.
My 60 then my mother was in her 60s. She was taking me to the doctor. She was taking care of me.
Wow. Wow.
And so, like I said, you go through the feeling sorry for yourself because you lose your independence,
Mhm.
And that's what it felt like I was losing it. So there was one point where I did stop taking the medication, and I just laid in the bed, and I was just in the bed waiting to die. I was
Mhm.
ready to go. And God didn't see fit for that to happen either. And so I have a granddaughter who, my daughter is deceased, and my mother was ill. And
Mhm.
I prayed and prayed and prayed. And I was like, God, don't take me yet, because they need me.
Right.
And so one day I got out of the bed and started making those appointments and getting back to the doctors and started taking care of my health. And I prayed, God, I hope I didn't do any irreparable damage while I was, in the valley.
Right.
And so I got up
Jesus.
and just started,
Jesus.
my mother needed me, my granddaughter needed me, and they
Yeah.
needed me to be me. They didn't need that one who was thought she was afflicted and dying. They needed
Mhm.
me to be who I am. And
Art.
so
Oh, Jesus.
I had a purpose. I had something to
Yes.
do. And so
And you held on to that, and it gave you strength to
absolutely.
keep going. I think a lot of us die spiritually in that place of kind of feeling sorry for ourselves, and I've definitely been there and had to pull myself out of very, very dark places. Before we go in, because you touched on so many things, I want to go over again with both of you. Can y'all just describe to me, what is lupus?
For me, because lupus is different for everybody.
There's like
So
different kinds.
it's different kinds.
Okay.
It's different kinds of lupus, and it looks different for every individual.
Okay.
So mine is systemic. I feel like it's the worst kind because it messes with all my major organs. And like she said, it's an umbrella. So I have lupus, and then I have lupus nephritis, fibromyalgia, and RA as well.
Tony
And
Braxton has that one, I think. The
yes,
systemic, yeah.
she has that one as well.
Yeah.
So what it looked like for me then,
Mhm.
it doesn't look like for me now, if that makes sense.
Okay. What was the difference?
Well, when I was a child, like she said, I lost my independence. Once I came to, I had to learn how to read, write, walk, all that stuff all over again, like a newborn baby. So it took a great deal of my support team to help me with that. So I depended on them.
Okay.
My food was different. Everything about it was different. I couldn't
You
be
were in
sick.
a coma?
Yeah, I was in a
How long
coma.
were you in the coma?
3 months.
Wow.
They
So
came and see
after
me.
that, you had to kind of learn how to do all those things all over again, like a baby.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Jesus. So it's an autoimmune disease. It eats away at your internal organs. What would you say are some symptoms that you guys had before you were actually diagnosed?
Mine came on very strong.
Okay.
So I was very fatigued. I had brain fogs,
Okay.
which is the term for it now. I had brain fogs, very fatigued, didn't want to do anything. I wasn't eating. I was just there. Didn't want to do
Just
anything.
existing. Yeah.
Just existing. Like she said, it wasn't a quality of life at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what it was before I actually started going to the doctor and then figured out what I had.
Jesus. Some of the symptoms that I read was like shortness of breath, definitely the fatigue. I wrote them down. Jesus, is there?
It was a lot of pain too, though. A lot of pain.
It's physical
a lot of
pain,
muscle pain, joint pain. It was excruciating, but it's like nothing you could do about it. Not at that time. It was nothing I could do about it because they didn't know what I had.
Did you also go through that season that Patrice just talked about, where she kind of felt hopeless, you know.
Yeah, I was young and I wasn't able to do the things that my peers was doing. I was very popular before all of this happened. So everybody wanted to know what happened with me and what's going on with me. And you start lying because you don't know how to tell somebody what you had at that young age. They didn't know what it was really at that time. And I never heard of it myself, even though I had health class. So you started lying to your peers and making up stories as to why you're not coming or why you're not answering or why you go MIA. So that's hurtful to be lying and to try to
Right.
keep up with that stuff and not be able to tell the truth because you don't know what it is yourself.
Mm.
So it's very depressing.
Okay, I know Tony. Listen, I was researching Tony Braxton. Okay, because I know she got it. You know, and she's had it for over 15 years and been living her life with it. And she said she also hid it from like her fans. You know, almost like she was ashamed of it. So I don't know if you hid it from anybody, but at that age, did you hide it because you felt like because you didn't know, or you felt like you would be cast aside or less cool, or you know what I mean?
Oh, like because back then it's only like our age only know what transmitted diseases are, right? So I'm
Right.
like, what if they think somebody gave this to me? And
Yes.
because I didn't accept it, I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was. So if I don't know what it is, I can't explain to you what that is.
That's smart. Yeah, that's good.
So I was confused.
Yeah.
I didn't accept it. So to me, I didn't have it, but my body told me I had it.
And now she's an advocate teaching people how to deal with it, how to live with it, and how to conquer it.
Yes.
As well as Patrice. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
You're
I ain't use
welcome.
this all day. There we go. Thank you, Lord. Thank y'all for being here, and thank y'all for giving hope to the people. Now you actually have a website where you
Yes.
offer services to people who are diagnosed with this or have family members that are diagnosed with this and kind of want to understand what it is. Can you give us what your website is?
So the courses that I offer is something that I wanted back in the day to speak to me.
Mhm.
The organizations, they are amazing, but they wasn't speaking to me. So because I didn't know any better and I was out in the sun and my skin was cooking from the inside out and I had lesions, I didn't want to be walking around like that.
Right.
Or the time when my hair fell out.
Mhm.
Wigs wasn't known back then,
Mhm.
you know. So now because I went through all that, I understand that even though you have this illness, you're not your illness, and you still want to look beautiful, even though you're going through so much pain.
Powerful.
So I teach them how to do small appliances of makeup on your face if your face have lesions on there, what wigs to get, and still get the treatments of your hair because your hair can't grow back.
Yes.
It's just a regimen that you have to do
Yeah.
and follow, and you can have a good time in the sun as well with sun protected wear. So I teach them the quality that you can live a quality of life within your norm of having lupus.
At what age do you think, because you discovered it in your adulthood,
Right.
and you discovered it as a child, at
Yes.
what age do you think you really began to take control over it instead of allowing it to control you? That you began to eat healthier, that you began to do things, out of awareness.
Honestly, it wasn't that long ago. I want to
Okay.
say I was probably 28, 29
Okay.
when
Gotcha.
I was like, okay, I got to learn to accept
Something
this.
has to change.
Something has to change because my hair done fell out. Now I got to go through all this depressing mode. My skin got a lesion on it. And I got to go through this. Like I got tired of fixing things that I could have prevented possibly if I would have known about it.
Okay. What are some things that the process of taking control of this disease and then not controlling you? What are some things that y'all changed in y'all daily lives, whether it's the food that you eat, exercise, what are medicines, what are some things that y'all did for your quality of life to make it better?
For me, it's definitely eating.
Okay.
Honestly, everything you do plays a part in your illness. Waking up is stressful. Taking a shower, anything that you do is stress. Like that's what
Why
it is.
Is that though?
Because it's overworking our body. It's causing us to do things. We got to force ourselves out of bed. Like she said, I could lay in the bed all day and I can be perfectly fine, but I need that rest.
Gotcha.
So just having that quality of life is very stressful. So all the other stress that you can control, you want to prevent it. So like I changed my eating. I'm a more I eat more baked food than fried, but I will have it, and you got to know how to have it in moderation. So it's not that you can't have it, just have it in moderation before it start messing with you. Put on sunscreen. You got to reapply it if you are out in the sun for too long. Have your sun hat on if you want to go on a beach. Have your sun protected gear on if you want to go out on a beach and enjoy Miami or Florida or whatever you want to do. Prioritizing your time. You're supposed to get rest. I am bad at that now that I know how to maneuver it. I will just work, and then I'll be probably MIA for 2 days.
Okay.
But I listen to my body now. Your body is going to tell you that something is wrong.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
most people don't listen to their body. So you have to listen to your body. And water is a big thing. People, I don't like to drink water. I don't like to drink water. But I do. I force myself to drink water because it's very important.
Yes.
Like drinking water is very important for people that have lupus. Yeah. It's extremely important. It's crazy. So just making those minor changes, and if you can get through 60 days, it become a life change.
Ooh, that's powerful. That's powerful. I don't know what these buttons are no more. It's been a while. My hand clap that though. Because that's how you build healthy habits. Like you said, if you can do it for 60 days, you can do it for a lifetime. What did you do, Patrice, to kind of improve your quality of life dealing with lupus?
Advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be able to say, why do I need to take this medication?
Yeah.
How is it going to affect everything else? That was the biggest thing for me, was to start advocating for myself just because they said so. And the biggest change in my life was my prayer life.
Ooh, Jesus. I don't know what button. Go ahead.
Truthfully, that's the biggest thing for me, my prayer life and my support system.
Yeah.
My mother and my youngest sister, Tiffany, she's a nurse, and my mom is a nurse as well. And my niece, they helped me out immensely. And my sister, like when I was kind of hard head and not doing what the people tell me, and I was really sick one time, and I was really sick, and she kept trying to get me to go to the hospital. And because to her, it sounded like I was, in congestive heart failure. I kept the swelling and all this fluid on me. And she said to me, I don't care, then drown standing up. I was like, that's the worst thing anybody could say. Wow. But it got my attention. I took myself to the hospital and got what I needed. Right. But she was a nurse, and she knew, and she was begging me, pleading with me.
Because you got to be your own advocate.
Exactly.
At some point.
And when she said that to me, I was like, but it triggered. It's like, Therese, go to the hospital. Tiffany would never say, so she gonna give it to me straight.
Yeah.
She gonna give it to me raw.
Yes, Lord.
So, but she, that's my support system. Yeah. She knows when I need the it's gonna be okay, and the look here.
Yes.
She knows that. And so I appreciate
good
that.
Balance.
Yes, exactly. And you need somebody in your life that way to not say it's going to be all right. No, go see about yourself. Yeah. So you have to, take responsibility for your own health and your own care. And like, you don't have to, there are holistic things you can do, and starting with your diet. And I've learned, a lot of things, by researching and doing those things and just cutting out things on my own. However, when you take prednisone will make you
speak about it.
It's like you have a hollow stomach. You can't get enough food. Prednisone, there's prednisone weight, and people know when you're on the prednisone, you back on prednisone again, aren't you? My highest weight on prednisone was 299 pounds.
Did it improve anything though?
It helps. Because my lupus affects my lungs. Yes. Okay. So it helps. And, since I was diagnosed with the lupus, I got the mumps. I had the flu, and really influenza. I've had pneumonia, RSV, and I've had COVID 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
God is not ready for me to leave here yet.
No, you ain't going nowhere. We all need you, Patrice. We all need you.
Yeah. So, it's hard. My immune system, as my nephew told me, he said, man, Titi, your immune system is crap. And it is. I was like, I'm not gonna make y'all sick. Y'all make me sick. I take a chance every time I come to see one of y'all. I went to Vegas. I got COVID. So every time I'm the one. I'm in danger. But I can't live like that. I'm not gonna live in a bubble.
Right.
So
right.
Wow. You pray.
Right.
Yeah.
How did that prayer, and your support system, is that what kind of gave you the motivation to educate yourselves about it and to go to the doctor's appointments and to do everything that's necessary? Like how did that, was it impacting your spirit more than anything that just made you get up and go
Well,
type thing?
for me, prayer, faith was a big thing for me
Yeah.
because we had a problem when I was younger. I'm like, how could you do this to me? I didn't have quality of life yet. Like I just did not believe in him.
Right.
But something came over me, and when they truly say you have nothing else to depend on, that's where your faith kicked in at. That's where my faith kicked in at. And I feel like I know that faith brought me this far
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many stories that I hear that's just so just scary, and they're gone.
Yeah.
And for me, yeah, I went through at a younger age, but God hasn't allowed me to suffer like that. Like I go through my things, but I feel like he gave this to me for a reason. So I can be an advocate. So people can be like, oh, what do lupus look like? Like,
Yeah.
what is it supposed to look like? You can
Right.
still be gorgeous and still go about your day and still work for corporate or 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you do within the moderations that you set yourself for. So, that's how faith is big for me.
It's, yeah, that's good because it's to me it's like the starting point of everything else. And when
Mhm.
you don't have that, that's why a lot of people die in the darkness. Y'all go through the same things, but the person with the faith, it kind of gives them more strength to push, surpass it.
It do, and when you're quiet and you're by yourself, that's when he comes to you. Because
Yeah.
lupus has no face was not something that I thought about doing. It just came to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because me, I want to see what I'm doing. I want to see my future laborers every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Having a nonprofit, it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
Okay.
So it came to me and it stayed with me. And I'm just like, this was a calling for me. And so I pour my all into it as my baby because this is something that I go through every day. So I want people to understand, like, even though you're sick, if you do what you are supposed to be doing and be your own advocate and have that faith, you can come up out of what you're dealing with.
Right. Which takes discipline. It
It
takes discipline.
does.
Yeah.
It does. It is hard. It's not easy. It's
Right.
hard. And like she said, having a support system,
Mm-hmm.
having somebody you can talk to, somebody that understands you, instead of, because you go through this thing where people be like, you don't feel good. You was just out yesterday, or you don't look like you don't feel good. Like,
Mm.
what do that supposed to mean? So then you got your friends and your family
Mhm.
members discussing and talking about you behind your back and saying that you're lying. But it's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the autoimmune is an autoimmune disease.
Right.
I can't tell it when it's gonna come on, when it's gonna stop. None of that. You get the feeling all sleepy and you be in pain, and you probably done had an exhausting day where you can't do nothing for a week probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people do not understand that just because you have the motivation to get up and still get dressed every day and come through for the world, come through for yourself
Mhm.
mainly. So people question it, and that's hard too. So you got to be around people that understands what you're going through and probably still try to educate them. But even if you try to educate people, it's just something that they can't understand sometimes, because they feel as though if you're sick, you're supposed to be in a bed, you ain't supposed to be combing your hair, your house ain't supposed to be clean. No, it's
Mhm.
not supposed to look like that.
That's because those people are comparing themselves to you in a way. Well, if I got to do it, they got to do it. No, you're living two different lives. You're going through two different things. And the person with that mindset, honestly, I don't know how close I would keep up to be. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just say that. But sometimes it'd be your own family, your closest people. So I understand that. I want to thank y'all both, and especially, Savannah as well, for being advocates to the people that are in the dark right now. They may be, going through this and don't have a support system. The services that you provide, give them something that they need that their family and friends just simply can't give them because they don't understand. They might be tired and have to work. They might be tired and have to do all these things, but it's a different level of tiredness. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level of fatigue. It's a different level of pain. It's not the same. So I commend y'all for just going through life, experiencing the things that y'all experience. Y'all give me hope. I look in the mirror and just be like, I know you better, because they go do it. You ain't got no excuse. So, how would y'all say, and Savannah, I know you spoke about this at Jessica's beautiful event. You gave your testimony, and it was so powerful, and I thank you for that. How would y'all say this has impacted y'all personal lives, whether it comes to dating, whether it comes to, I don't know if y'all have children,
Mhm.
being a mom, whether it comes to your jobs, your careers, how has that impacted y'all personal lives?
For now, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where it's gonna be this way or nothing at all.
Mhm.
Before, it was kind of like, do I want to let people get close to me in order to get hurt? Because before I accepted it, all you do was hear about these horror stories, people passing away, and just people have no quality of life. So because I was being shielded and protecting myself and being secretive at the same time, I only had people that I would party with. I didn't have those people that I would bring to my house with because I didn't trust them enough, or I didn't know if I even want them to get that close to me at that time.
Mm.
So it probably cost a lot of friendships. I'm not sure
Because they
because
didn't understand.
they didn't understand, and I didn't feel like I understood at that time because I didn't accept it for so long of my life. But now, it's a beautiful thing. I wasn't supposed to have kids. They told me not to have children. I have two beautiful children that's
Woo-hoo.
live and well.
Whoop, whoop.
A lot of things they told me I was not supposed to do, I'm doing it. They wanted me to quit my career, and I didn't. I'm still doing it, and that's why I say faith kicked in.
Yeah.
And to this day, they're just like my dermatologist, my rheumatologist. They was just like, "You're a success story. Can I put you on this? Can I put you on that? Can I
Yes.
take
I'm a
pictures of
fan,
this?"
y'all.
Thank
Yes.
you, because for my dermatologist, at one point my hair fell out, and they took a biopsy of my scalp,
Mhm.
and the biopsy test showed that it would not grow back. But she said
But
that
God.
I'm going to still give you the solution, and I want you to
Mhm.
use it. And within 3 months, I
Mhm.
had a hair full of hair. She was
Yes,
so
God.
shocked and so surprised. And so I say, like she said, don't give up. Continue to do it. That's where that faith one
Yeah.
kicked in at. So no
Yes.
matter what the test tells you, still do what you think is right for you.
Yes. Follow your instincts. God
Yep.
be talking to us for real, for real. The question is we gonna listen? You know?
Because the
Yeah.
doctors are only as good as their books,
Yeah.
their classes that they take and stuff like that, their licenses. Like they don't know everything.
Right. When the doctor said no, you said yes. It's a song out there somewhere. It's somewhere. God is good. God is good.
Yeah. So as far as the impacting, I feel like it might be a pro and a con because I push myself
Okay.
because I have this and because I don't want to be defeated and because I want to accomplish so much. I push myself more than what I'm supposed to. So I would say that that probably is a negative thing for me. But I tell myself that I'm gonna accomplish everything I set myself out to accomplish, no matter what. So and I think that comes from being sick
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to be my illness. I
Yeah.
want to be as normal as possible to myself,
The best version of
the
yourself,
best version of
despite
me.
all things. Amen.
Yeah.
You definitely have that drive. It reflects on you. It sounds like you're now surrounding yourself with people that probably tell you to rest, though.
Yeah.
Tell you to
Yes.
yes. That's good, y'all. Keep telling her to rest. And then I know the beautiful Patrice, you have a lot of people that also rely on you. It sounds like you were speaking about your mom and your other family members. How did that impact your personal relationships?
Well, what happened is I had to. I went on a medical leave from work, trying to. This is when the lupus was really prevalent, and I couldn't work anymore because I worked. I was a correctional officer for 15 years,
Wow.
and then I worked at UWM, and so I was typing a lot. My hands don't work like that no
Yeah.
more, So and then I'm at home, and it's like, well, what do I do now? And so I just threw myself into doing that. But for 2 years, I was so sick, I couldn't do anything. And so when I finally got it together and I asked God, I was like, my mom needs me, my granddaughter needs me. And that's what I do. I get up and go when sometimes my get up and go is like, sit down, girl, sit down, and my mother recognizes that. You tired, go home.
Yeah.
You're tired, go home. And so she's my biggest, my mother is my best friend. And her being a nurse and just, being my friend and everything, we talk about it, and she understands the like in at 2 o'clock I'm okay, but at 2:25 something's come over me where everything is hurting it in a matter of 20 minutes. I don't feel like going where I said we were going. So we make do with each other. We carry each other that way. My granddaughter, I have to push myself a little more when I have to go to one of her events and sit through it on those horrible bleachers. I'm like, girl, on a good day I can't do this. Not today, but you sacrifice, to those.
For your
But
family.
I get rewarded because if you ever need me, just call. Is my mama, my sister, my niece, that I have that. So it's reciprocal. And I do until I can't do, I rejuvenate and I do some more.
Yes.
They know I need a resting period. Like there's 2 days I didn't come out the house. And every time I opened my eyes, I went back to sleep. Those I have those days, but they understand that.
You
And
gotta
so,
recharge. Sometimes
exactly.
y'all have to recharge, and like Queen said, Savannah said, listen to your body. You gotta listen to your body,
Absolutely.
and the family and friends need to be understanding of that. I know y'all want them to be around all the time, but sometimes they just need to relax for a bit. That's that perfume juice.
I guess smell the stuff, huh?
Yes,
You tried it.
Lord. What advice would y'all give to someone that's newly diagnosed? Y'all have experienced this for years now. You've conquered it. It's hasn't conquered you. What would you give some advice to someone newly walking into this, newly diagnosed?
For me, I would say once the information is delivered, give that person some time. Let it marinate for them. Like give them that quiet time and come back. I feel like you should provide them with all the pamphlets possible. Let them know there are support groups out there. Tell them, let the doctors or the nurses or PAs, whoever, tell them that support system is very important for you to have, and if you want to elevate and beat this thing.
Yeah.
Let them know that you can be better than what your situation is today. Let them know not to be sorry for yourself, but it's okay to feel sorry for yourself as long as you get back up. It's okay to cry as long as you only cry for that one day. It's okay to feel depressed, but have somebody to talk to so you won't be down for so long. You can have a quality of life. I feel like if you give them that surface, a lot of people that's diagnosed wouldn't probably go into such a hard depression, because at that point you're telling them, oh, you have lupus, these medications, da 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 da. Okay, well, what does that mean for me? Like, what does that mean when I leave out of here? What am I looking forward to? What do I have to look forward to? What's my life going to look like now? I feel like it needs to be more softer, and I feel like it should be a therapist or a psychologist there, because sometimes people can't handle things so dramatic, and they might want to kill themselves or check out or do some harmful things to themselves, because that's just how stressful it is. And even in that moment, it's okay. It's so many normal people felt like how you felt and probably wanted to end it and they didn't. That's okay. That's not uncommon. That's not the norm. And people need to understand that they are not the only ones that is going through that and feeling that way.
Yeah, that's good. And that is human. It's just human. If you get diagnosed with any disease, I think a lot of people are going to go through that season of depression, and sometimes you just have to sit with it and feel through it. I'm looking at these videos. Jesus. Sometimes you have to sit with it and, feel through it in order to heal from it. But it's the people that gather that strength and that faith and fight through it. The enemy doesn't want you to know that you can fight through this. Like you always say, this is not you. The enemy wants you to be diagnosed with whatever and just stay there and die there. But you don't have to.
That it's a death sentence for
Exactly.
you with lupus, because there are different stages. And
Yeah.
because, she said she was in a coma for 3 months. To me, I'm like, oh my,
Yeah.
I have my own bout with it, but to me that seems so extreme, and I'm like, I don't know how I would have made it that way.
Yeah.
And I suffer from lupus. So, everybody's walk is going to be different.
Yeah.
It's going to be different. And, and with my family, I have a friend I've had for 30 years. That's my rock. I can call her, and she can, and she'll know, and she'll just start praying because
Mm.
she knows. Come on, I have another friend. Come on, let's go shopping. Even if we just go to Target, get out the house.
Yeah.
Come on, because you need that in your life. You need people to know, and who have your best interest at heart.
I love that.
And I have those, and I have more friends, but those two specifically, they're gonna be there no matter what.
Surround yourself with good people,
Yes.
y'all. Good people. They'll pull you out of the darkness sometimes,
Oh yes.
So I love that. I love that. Give them your website one more time, Savannah. Anybody that are looking for different services to educate themselves on lupus, if they've been newly diagnosed, if you have a family member diagnosed with this, give them your website again.
Yes, that will be www.lupushasnoface.com. The word lupus has HASNOFACE.com.
You have an event coming up soon. I think it was the 25th.
Yes, we have a Lupus Walk coming up on the 25th at Clutch Park at 12 o'clock. If you don't register, that is fine. You can register there. Yeah, bring out the family, the friends, the kids, and help support the cause.
I love that. I might go on and walk too, y'all. We gonna see. We
It's
gonna
not that
support.
long of a
Okay.
walk.
We gonna see and support. And I'm just curious. I don't know. This has been on my heart for the last about 10 minutes. And I don't think I didn't ask this, but how did y'all come to me?
So funny. So I'm a part of a dope panel called The Panel.
Okay.
And one of our
Ooh, shout out to the
members,
panel,
shout
y'all.
out to the panel. One of our members couldn't do Mindful Mondays, the Best of the Best podcast
Okay.
at this art gallery.
Okay.
And we was there to support him.
Okay.
So when we was there to support him, we had met this lovely lady. And so when she told me what she had, I'm like, oh, okay. You sisters now. We sisters now. We need to link.
So did you know that she was dealing with it as well, or did it randomly come up? I just want to see how God operates.
Yeah, I did not know.
See, look at God. Look at him, Jesus. Wow. Wow.
Yep.
So y'all was kind of like drawn to each other and been in contact ever since.
Yeah, I asked her, did she want to
Yeah, she invited
be
me.
interviewed? And she said yes. I'm
She
like, okay.
invited me
love
to the
it.
walk and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
And I wouldn't even know because lupus don't
This
have
is-
a face.
This ain't the end
No.
of this connection. God does everything with purpose and for a reason. So, nope, this is not the end of that. That's wonderful. And a lot of times when God brings us together in that fellowship, and He's getting me out my shell too, y'all. But when He does that, sometimes it's because y'all are targeting like different audiences and educating different people, and you might impact this audience a particular way. You might impact that audience a particular way. So, together it's an even more powerful force. So that's beautiful. And this interview today has just been in awe. I'm just in awe of both of y'all spirits. Um, that I feel the level of integrity and so
Yes.
much more, just penetrating off of y'all. So I'm an honor to be here, y'all. I'm an honor to be here. Is there
Thank you.
absolutely? Is there anything else that you feel like you want to um, share with the audience today about, what people go through dealing with lupus or anything of that nature?
It's so much, but in a short amount of time, I will say be kind. Be kind to people because you never know what they're dealing with or what they're battling. You never know, and that one word that you might say will push them over to the edge. So I would say be kind, be thoughtful of a person. Don't always be so judgmental. Take out the time to know your people, and if you're gonna know your people and admire your people, you should learn about what it is that they have, and sometimes ask them, are they okay? Because people with autoimmune diseases like myself, I'm a very strong private individual. So if I'm going through, I won't tell you. Even if you the closest thing to me, I'm not going to sit there and tell you something is wrong with me today, because to me that feels like weakness.
You
You
don't
know
want
what I
to put
mean?
the burden. You care about other people so much. You don't want to put the burden on them.
That too. I don't want
Yeah.
them going out their way or
Right.
doing certain things like that. So I would keep it a secret and get my own stuff together. But it's okay to do that. It's
Yes.
okay to let your friends and your family and your friends know if they are a part of your life like that, because they care too. So that's the selfish part of me, and I do know that. So
It's actually the selfish, selfless part of you
I
because
like
you're
how you
really
said that.
yeah, because you're considering them more than yourself, which says a lot about your character.
Yeah. So I will let them know it's okay. The same that you're going through is groups out here. It's a lot of lupus nonprofit groups out here that you can go to and find which one fits you, so you
Mhm.
don't feel alone. So you don't feel like you're just crazy or you're thinking it, because sometimes the pain will have you think like, am I really in pain? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because it just be that excruciating. Sometimes you don't know what else to do. And your mind is a big part of your mental. It plays on your own mental sometimes. It really actually does. So just whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling, you're not the only one. And there's people out here that will listen to you, that will confide in you, that will support you. So don't be a closed mouth. Be your own biggest supporter, your own biggest advocate.
That's good. That's good. Did either, I know we talked about the spiritual side of things. Are either of y'all an advocate for actual therapy?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm not an
I love my
advocate,
therapist.
but
Okay.
therapy
I
is
love
is
my
very
therapist.
important.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
What are some tools you think therapy have given you to help you kind of deal with these things?
For me, my therapist is very raw. So it's like, okay, like I said before, you can feel sorry for yourself, but not all day. You can feel sorry for yourself, but that's not an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because do you want this or do you want this?
Right.
And
Ooh,
when somebody is talking
that's
to you,
so powerful. How bad do you want it? Go ahead.
yeah. And when somebody is talking to you, you're going to think to yourself, like, dang, I am my own pity party. Like,
Yeah.
let me get my stuff together.
Yes,
So
Jesus.
for me, therapy is very I love it because of that, because it's so raw. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna sit in your room and you're gonna cry all day. You're gonna sit in your room, you're gonna hide from the people, you're gonna sit in your room and not go to work, you're gonna sit in your room and miss the money, you're gonna sit in your room and not cook for your kids. Like, why are you doing that?
It shows
Like,
you yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. That's
And
good.
once you understand that, it's like, let me get this together.
Yeah.
Like, let me get myself together. And then you back at it again. So
That's
I love
good.
it for that.
That's good. Because one thing I just thought about, it shows you yourself without judgment,
Yes.
rather it, coming from somebody else.
Yes.
Our therapist is like a mirror. What about you? What has it done for you, Patrice?
For me, it gave me an outlet where I
Mm.
could be angry and just so angry, and I could say what I wanted to say, and it didn't hurt anybody else's feelings.
Mm.
I could say, you know, how come they don't understand? My body hurts 24 hours a day. There's never a day without pain. Even the fingernail bed hurts. Why don't they understand? Nobody cares. Nobody listens. I had to go through that. And it's like, but I went through that there because they did care and they did listen. They couldn't understand because they didn't. That doesn't sound. How does your fingernail bed hurt, Trees?
Right.
How that work?
I read somewhere your fingers turn white or blue
Yes. In the
sometimes.
cold. It's
Exactly.
excruciating.
But
Jesus.
that doesn't make sense to the average people. That doesn't
Right.
make sense,
Yeah.
But I had to be able to say that because I could. You can't make it make sense for something that they'll never feel.
Mm.
You can't feel the pressure in my feet, and I can't walk today, and my hip went out, and I'm falling down, and this. Those are my private battles that I care not to share with everybody every time that happens. Therapy was that place where I could go in there and say, I'm losing it, I'm falling apart, I'm losing my independence, I'm too young for this.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what therapy did for me. And then I could come back out, I got it off my chest, the woosah. I
Yeah.
could go home and cook dinner now,
Yeah. That's what therapy is for me, because you need to release and put it out on something, but like you said, you don't want to put it on someone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good space to be able to do that. You went very quickly, Savannah, into when you were diagnosed with lupus, to starting the actual website and the services that you provide. Can you kind of paint a picture on how you said, God kept putting it on your heart, kept putting it on your heart, and that's how you know it's God, but he kept putting it on your heart to actually start the website.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the process of you actually, from it coming from a thought to becoming what it is today?
Yeah, it was put on me to do it. The process was to accept it. And because I didn't think about it, I'm like, nonprofit is, you might spend all your money and it'd be forever before you see a return, right? So I accepted it, and I understood that it wasn't me, it was him that wanted me to do it. So I accepted the idea, and I thought it was going to be pretty easy because I'm living with it. But because I'm living with it, I don't know everything about it. It's so much new things, so many things that people go through that you have no idea just because you have a certain um
I think it takes a personality type too, and I think you have that
yeah.
in a care for people.
Yeah,
You
so
have
I'm a
that as
nurse
well.
too. And I do
There you
care for
go.
people. I'm very patient with individuals, but so I accepted it. I got a LLC. I did the paperwork. I started doing my research, even more so to know exactly what it is to teach someone else how to live with lupus, even though I'm doing it for myself. So my story can only go so far, but I have to teach them other things. And I target a certain audience. I target audience that look like me and that went through what I went through, but everybody is welcome because I know what I went through that wasn't there at that time for me. So that's how I built my business around what was missing when I needed it for me when I was going through the worst of time for lupus. So I developed that. And I got my team. Shout out to Mikkel. She's a part of the board. She's a therapist as well. I got my team together, and I started putting myself in different places. Of course, I started at the hospital because that's where I work at, and started letting them know about the programs and the things or what it is that they would like to see, or the things that they would like for a lupus nonprofit organization to have that others don't have. And I took surveys and I listened to people. So that's how I built it around what the people
Powerful.
wanted it and what I wanted it as well.
Powerful, powerful. She done said this about 10 times while she was up here. And she said it when she was giving her testimony at Jessica's event as well. You keep saying, when I got to the point where I accepted it, when I got to the point when I accepted it, what is the process of accepting this? What does that mean to you?
So accepting it for me and what I teach my warriors and their families and friends is that
Warriors, Lord.
yeah, my warriors.
Whoop, whoop.
Um, you are sick. You do have an illness. You do have a disease, and your cells are not how they supposed to be, and they're eating at each other. So something is literally wrong with you. Something is wrong with you, and there are steps that you need to take in order to have a quality of life.
Yes.
So once I accepted that I was sick, and once I accepted what was really actually going on with my body, I cried. I was angry. I was mad. I was everything. So accepting it really breaks you down. It breaks you down and makes you very vulnerable to people, vulnerable to yourself. And it's depressing in a way because now you have to accept something that you wore a mask on for so long. And it wasn't intentionally, it just happened that way. And so that's what accepting looked like. And once I accepted it, I started teaching myself type of foods, what the weather, how the weather affects me, how the sun affects me, how does a long stressful day affects me, how does affects me, how do people affect me, and all that actually affects people with lupus. Everything that you can possibly think of affects us in some type of way.
Yeah.
And once I learned that, I just started implementing that into my life. And I can honestly say it kept me from being as sick as I could have been sick.
That's powerful because
Yeah.
a lot of people probably do live in denial and it's just hurting themselves worse. It's not until you accept it that, like you said, you conquer it because it's not you. You're not lupus, but you take control over it. You're aware of it, and now you can give your body what it needs to fight these battles, so you can live that wonderful quality of life that God wants you to live.
And you accept it more than once, because for me, okay, I have the big diagnosis, and then you lose a little bit of independence. Now I'm much older than she is, so things happen
Not much. They're
differently.
about 2 years apart. About 2 years.
I mean, there are days when I can't raise my arm over my head, First it was this one, and then it's this one. There are days when this leg gives out. You have to accept those things, and it could be 6 months before it works again. So you have to accept all of that. It's part of lupus. So you're accepting. You have the big battle, and then you have small ones as you go along, and you learn how to adapt. You learn how to maneuver, and you learn to accept. Today it's not working, tomorrow it may. And you have to learn. You have to keep
learning life.
Yeah, do the PT, do the exercise, sit in the chair and do the exercise, that kind of thing. So it's a lot of give and take, and we give a lot because we don't want to let our people down. We don't want to let any of that down. You don't want to stop doing it, but sometimes this lets us down. Lupus lets us down, and you might have to cry again that day. Not just from when the doctor told you, but that day it's like, I got so much stuff to do and I can't barely, I went 6 months without being able to walk down the basement stairs. I couldn't do the laundry because I couldn't walk down the stairs. It's like,
are there advocates for y'all when y'all go through those things? The people to help, not just family?
For me, it is.
It is.
I have,
okay.
With certain types of insurance, you can
services.
Get services and stuff. And because I'm 55, so Department on Aging helps me with a lot of those things. So
that's
that
good.
way, I'm lucky that way.
That's good. 55 is young, y'all. I can't wait till I'm 55. Jesus, ain't no wrinkle in sight over here. No. And that's why a lot of people would think that y'all are just okay because y'all look so good. You don't look sick, So when you tell somebody that, they're like, no, they're just making excuses. But the reality is, just because you still can't see it, don't mean it ain't there.
Right.
And it's hot outside today, you guys. So check on your warriors because
you look
this
good
heat,
too.
Thank
that
you.
Heat, girl. Go ahead.
The heat will drain us. We will get very, very, very fatigued. It will just take all of our energy out.
Okay.
But it's beautiful. We want to still be out and enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. It's important for all of us to be educated about these things because we don't know how it impacts the people that we love, the people that are so dear and close to us. So I love and I admire that y'all are educating all of us, about these things. You're shining the light, for so many people that are in the darkness that could be dealing with it, or a family member, a friend, or somebody who is, so especially Black folks, because we just like, you just being lazy, get up, blah, blah, blah. No, educate yourselves about it. I won't keep y'all here for too much longer. What would you say is the purpose of Lupus Awareness Month? Like, what do y'all want to accomplish overall, holistically? The purpose of your website, the purpose of all of these, the podcasts, everything that y'all are doing.
For me, can I? And I say can I because when we were talking and she was telling me all the things about her website, the first thing I said is, when I first got diagnosed, I was looking into support groups and things like that, and none of them were for me.
Wow. 90% of lupus patients are Black women.
And none of it was for me. And then when she was telling me about her website, I was like, okay, I'm going to check it out. Because nothing else. So I've been my own lone warrior with just the people I mentioned here, because I read the literature. I was in the forums and doing the chats, and it's like their struggle is not my. I have lupus, but I didn't understand what they were going through. I just really did not connect that way.
This is just so crazy, y'all. The only way that we're gonna get the representation that we need is if we become the ones to do it. Exactly.
Here she is. Thank you.
I love it. Hold on.
Oh my God. That's a lot. Like, we've been working, and the purpose is, if we make a change in one person's life a day, a week, then we done our job. It's to speak to those, like I said, that are looking for the things that I was looking for. Is to save a life, because some warriors be on edge to killing themselves. Yes. So if I can stay up for 2-3 hours on the phone with you to talk some sense into you, or just let you vent, and you had a change of heart, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. We are a nonprofit, so donations are greatly appreciated to provide these classes, because without the grants and without the donations, we do come out of our own pocket. But I'm willing to do that because I have it. I understand what it means to those that who has it. So I'm willing to do that. But that's where it goes to, is to help each person individually. Like for Christmas and Thanksgiving, we gave away turkeys and $25 gift cards. We pay some people rent sometimes. We got toiletries sometimes because some people are not working and they don't have the support, and there's no money coming in because Social Security take forever and a day to get approved for. So we help them out in those ways. But the proceeds and things that come in, it allow us to do way more than what we're doing for our warriors.
If someone wanted to donate, how could they donate?
They can donate at the website www.lupushasnoface.com, and also a Cash App, LHNF 2020.
Okay. We're going to put that in the comments too as well, y'all. So definitely donate if y'all can. Y'all are examples of what it looks like to battle and win, and people need to see that, especially when they're just starting the battle.
You just make it
Girl, that's why she here, Jesus. My hands is cold.
It's okay.
That's why she here. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all doing. And I know y'all going to shine the light on a multitude more. God is not going to give you a gift that's not going to bless the people. So y'all out here blessing the people, and we thank you for it. Anything else that y'all, hour of power, whoop, whoop. Anything else y'all want to bless the people with today regarding the services that you offer, everything that y'all are doing? Anything you want to give the people regarding?
Again, I just say go to the website for all the upcoming events and to get in touch with us. Again, that website is www.lupushasnoface.com. Facebook platform, Lupus Has No Face. Instagram, LHNF 2020. That's how you guys can get in touch with us and see all the great things that we are doing. And again, it's all for the warriors, families, and friends. And the reason why I say that is because we have to teach the families and friends how to cope and deal with the ones who have lupus. So it's a overall thing. It's an overall thing that we're teaching them, and we do have fun and things like that as well. So come out, support, reach out, find us in any way. We are here.
Yes. And like the beautiful Savannah said, it's really important for the family or friends to get this information as well, because either y'all are going to add additional stress on the people that are going through it, or you're going to lift it up and take it away, depending on how y'all act and how y'all operate with it. So be an advocate, educate yourselves, all those good things. And Savannah is providing events for us all to go to educate ourselves and have fun while doing it.
Yes, definitely have
and
fun.
Get a little exercise. I might do the walk. We're gonna see. We're gonna see, y'all.
Listen, that would be a great thing to see you do that. Only because working out, having an exercise regimen is very important for us warriors. It hurts like hell if you haven't done it in the beginning and you're just going through pain, but I guarantee you put at least 2 weeks in, you're going to feel the difference. So it's very beneficial for you to have a exercise routine in your
just
regimen.
Walking.
Just walking.
That's good. That's good to know.
Yes.
Man, I just can see so many people getting diagnosed with this and sitting in a grave. And just sitting in a grave, and I see y'all pulling people out and giving them a hand. So that's just amazing, y'all. That's amazing. Helping people get out them dark places, shine the light.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Yes. Y'all go to her website. Make sure y'all give donations, all of those good things. She's doing a work in the world, and we appreciate her for it. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Shine Your Light podcast, y'all. They're going to be back again. So until next time, we'll see y'all soon. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.